The Seerah of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, part 25. So after this conversation with Abraha, Abdul Muttalib was given his 200 camels, so he returned to Makkah with his camels, and then he told the people, he collected his tribe and he told them, he said, empty your houses, go up to the mountains. And then he himself went into the Kaaba and he did tawaf and then he did dua. And he said, oh Allah, this is your house, you protect your house. The people of the cross have come to destroy your house, so help your people, meaning the Banu Hashim and the Quraysh, so help your people against the people of the cross and deal with them. Abdul Muttalib cried and made this dua, and then he himself also went up into the mountains to join his own people. So now Abraha has been shown these signs already. For example, the death of Abu Rughal was a sign for Abraha that, look, you should desist from this evil intention. You should stop here. In the same way, the meeting with Abdul Muttalib and Abdul Muttalib advising him, telling him that, look, no one can break the Kaaba and the Kaaba is the house of Allah. Allah Ta'ala will protect it. That was also an admonition. That was also a sign from Allah for Abraha that, look, you should stop now. You should make a U-turn. You should go back. But Abraha was blinded by personal ambition. He should have stopped. He should have thought, but he didn't. He wanted to go on. And before the actual azab of Allah, Allah Ta'ala sent one more sign for Abraha, which should have made him stop and think and make a U-turn. But unfortunately, Abraha was cursed and he was wretched and he did not take heed of these admonitions and these signs from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And as I mentioned in the series of Imam Ahmad ibn Hanbal rahmatullahi, that Allah Ta'ala speaks to us through people and Allah Ta'ala speaks to us through his signs. And so we should take lessons from this every single day. Allah Ta'ala is showing us, Kulla yawmin huwa fi sha'n. Allah Ta'ala says every day Allah Ta'ala is showing his sign, his majesty, his greatness. And there are countless examples. This is why our scholars, they say that it is not haram to read the newspaper, but we should read the newspaper with the eyes of Emaan. Meaning, we read in the newspaper, for example, that a person was going and he got knocked over by the car. So everyone will say, and the newspapers will say, that he was in the wrong place at the wrong time and the car driver killed him. But we will look at every incident, every occurrence with the eyes of Emaan, and we will say that no, actually he was in the right place at the right time because Allah Ta'ala had decreed this for him. His death was written and the car driver did not kill him. Allah Ta'ala is the Muhyi and Mumit. Allah Ta'ala is the giver of life and Allah Ta'ala is the giver of death. So we should look at everything. This is a small example, but bigger than that. On the global scale, on the political scale, things are happening. We should know that it's not happening by coincidence and no one else is doing anything. Allah Ta'ala is doing everything, and all the evil that takes place in the world, Allah Ta'ala is letting it happen. That's why it's happening. Shaitan and his henchmen are doing the evil, but Allah Ta'ala is allowing them out of his wisdom. He knows why. And there are many reasons why Allah Ta'ala allows them, and Allah Ta'ala gives them rope, and Allah Ta'ala gives them respite. So they carry on doing their evil and spreading their filth. But Allah Ta'ala is allowing them, that's why they are doing. Otherwise, if Allah Ta'ala pulls the plug on shaitan, then shaitan will not be able to lead any of us astray. Just as we see in the month of Ramadan, that Allah Ta'ala has the shayateen chained and thrown into the sea, so the shaitans cannot lead us astray as they can out of Ramzan. In Ramzan they cannot have so much influence on us. But the question does arise that why is it that people still sin in Ramzan? And the ulama have given many answers. One of the answers is that because shaitan has trained us so well out of Ramzan, he's befriended us and he's been our best buddy and we've stayed with him 24/7 outside of Ramzan, so that when he leaves us for 30 days, when he's imprisoned and thrown into the sea, his influence is still there upon us. So that's what the ulama say, that's how they explain the hadith, that why is it that shaitan is chained up in Ramadan and yet certain people can still sin and can't stay away from sins in Ramadan.
So that's one answer. Another answer is that in the hadith it's mentioned that the evil shayateen, the very rebellious shayateen, are thrown into the sea. So the little shatungres, the little devils, are still around, and so they still have an influence on certain human beings. That's another answer that the ulama have given. And two more examples that I'll give you, because Ramzan is coming up, and maybe when you receive these recordings, it may be you may receive them in the month of Ramadan. We may be into Ramadan by the time these recordings are sent out to you. So I'll give you two more examples that the ulama have given. They say that although shaitan is chained up and is not around in the month of Ramadan, the reason why certain people still sin is because if you're riding a bike, when you to go up a hill, you have to pedal, and you keep on pedaling, and then you're on level ground, and you're still pedaling, and then if you stop pedaling and you're like on straight ground, or you're going downhill, then if you stop pedaling and you take your feet off the pedals, then the pedals still keep going because you've picked up momentum. And so afterwards, even when you're not pedaling, the wheels are still going round and the pedals are still going round. In the same way, the ulama say that we pedal a lot of sins throughout the whole year. So even when shaitan isn't there, there's no need for him to be there. The peddling of gunas that we've done keeps going, and so a person who has been sinning throughout the whole year, maybe in the month of Ramadan, will still be sinning. That's one answer that the ulama have given. Another example that the ulama have given is like when you've got not a gas cooker, but an electric cooker, you're cooking on there, or even a gas cooker. When you turn it off, then even after for a long time, the hob is still hot if you put your hand on it. In the same way, shaitan throughout the whole year makes a sin, and then even after he goes away, the effect of the sins are still on us, and our nafs, which has become accustomed to sin, it keeps on sinning. So Allah Ta'ala save us all from sins, and this is why we need to make more of a effort to save ourselves from sin, especially in the month of Ramadan. It's easier if a person tries in the month of Ramadan, then it's easier for him or her to stay away from sins. Outside of Ramzan, it's still a bit harder, but it's still doable. If a person strives to stay away from sins, if he makes an effort, then Allah Ta'ala will protect him. And this is why one of the amals that the ulama prescribe is that after Fajr namaz we should pray A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim 10 times, and then inshallah we will be protected from the evil of shaitan throughout the whole day. Allah Ta'ala protect us all and the whole of the ummah. Ameen.